Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I figured since it's been quite a while since I've done a book haul on this channel, we could do one today. I was kind of getting tired of filming book hauls because I felt like it was just getting really repetitive because I would show them in a vlog and then I would show them in a haul and then I would talk about them in a wrap up. But today I have accumulated all of the books that I have bought in like the past 6 months that I have not talked about. Also, this video is being sponsored by Squarespace, so thank you so much to them for supporting my channel, and we will talk about them in a little bit. So I have around 20 books that I want to talk about today. I'm really excited to show you some of these because I have some special editions. I have some just really pretty editions, and we're going to get into the video. I really hope you guys enjoy. And let's go. I think I'm gonna start out with some of these special editions that I have, and then we'll get into the normal editions in a bit. So the first one that I have here is probably my favorite book of the entire haul, so we're starting off strong. I have always wanted a book from Folio Society because they have so many gorgeous editions, but they're pretty expensive to be honest, so normally that is not in the budget. However, I did hit 50,000 subscribers over the summer, which is still absolutely insane, and like processing that, I'm still working on it, but I did want to buy myself something fun to commemorate 50K, so I decided to buy a little Folio Society edition, and obviously I had to get the Howl's Moving Castle one. I just love this book so much. The movie is also one of my absolute favorites, so I figured it was probably the right pick if I was gonna get anything from Folio Society. But look at it. On the cover we have the moving castle and Sophie down here, and then you have the spine, and here's the back. And it also has a bunch of like illustrations throughout it. And it's so pretty. Like here's one of Hal and Sophie. I love this art style so much. Like it's so interesting. And also all of the chapters have like different little headings on them. Look at this one. I just love the little illustrations. It does have a slipcase that is supposed to go with it. It's over there somewhere. But like the cover art on this book is too gorgeous not to display it properly. Like I know I should keep it in the slipcase, but I'm not going to. Next up here, I have some things that I probably did not need to buy. Although I feel like that's how you could probably describe this entire haul. However, I am so excited about these because I watched Heartstopper season 2 at the beginning of August like everybody else, and I freaking loved it. And then I went through like a small Heartstopper obsession phase, as one does. And I've had my eye on the Fairy Loot editions of the Heartstopper books for a while. I've just never wanted to buy them. But I was like looking online at them, kind of scoping it out, and then I noticed that apparently there was a misprint that they did when they sent out volume 3, so they like sent replacements. But like a bunch of people were selling their misprinted volume 3s for like a very cheap price. And I was like, I could not care less if there's a misprint in it. So I snapped one up. So we have the Fairy Loot edition of Heartstopper Volume 3. It's super pretty. I love the metallic green on it. And then under the dust jacket, it's also so cute. Look at them. Oh my god. And then my favorite part is that it is signed by Alice Oseman, obviously. And the green sprayed pages. Like, I just think these are so fun. But I'm so happy that I have this. But then I was like, why stop at 1? So I also bought Volume 2 because I really wanted it. But this one is also so pretty. I love the blue metallic as well. And then under the dust jacket, we have them with Nellie, I think. Yeah, that's Nellie. It also has these blue sprayed pages, and this has been quite the addition to my Alice Oseman shelf. I think these are so beautiful. Maybe one day I will buy volume 1. That is certainly not in the budget yet, but I am so happy to even just have 2 of these, and I will absolutely be buying whatever subsequent volumes that they end up coming out with because I need them. Next up I have some special editions of another one of my favorite series, and that is the Strange the Dreamer duology by Laini Taylor. I saw that Illumicrate was doing a special edition set of these, and it was an automatic add to cart. Like I couldn't not do it. So we have Strange the Dreamer, very nice artwork on the dust jacket, but we need to talk about what's under the dust jacket because this is honestly like why I bought it, because it's so pretty. Like the foiling on this, and then I love the spine as well because I love this quote. Is that right? Yeah, it is right side up. Okay, cool. And it's also got like stenciled edges, and it is so beautiful, and it's also signed by Laini Taylor, which makes me so happy. And it's also got really nice end paper art, and I think it's different on this side. Yeah, look at them. Oh, it's so beautiful. And then we also have Muse of Nightmares. We obviously need to take a look under the dust jacket because it's so pretty. We have some silver foiling on this one, super pretty. And then we have another stunning quote on the spine. And then it is also signed by Laini Taylor. So I am so happy that I have this set. I'm displaying them without their dust jackets because the foiling is just too good not to. Oh, and this one also has these stenciled edges on here. So they're beautiful and I love them. Then I do have one other Fairy Loot book to show you because I do have a Fairy Loot subscription now. And this has just been my favorite one, so I thought we could talk about it. I mean, I haven't read it, so like I don't know if it's my favorite one, but like cover-wise, this has been my favorite one, and I want to just talk about it quickly. And that is If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun. I mean, just the cover of this one is so beautiful. Look at that. But like, look at these sprayed edges. Or stenciled edges? I guess they would be considered stenciled edges, but like they just, oh, it's so beautiful. And it's also got this really pretty end paper art, and there's like a reversible dust jacket. There's like printed on the hardcover. It is so pretty, and I've heard that this book is really fun, so I'm really hoping that I can get to this soon, but I am obsessed with this edition. And then finally, my last like special edition is of a classic, and that is of Dracula, because I saw that this tea company called T2, I'm sure you guys have maybe seen these around. They did like boxes for like 4 different classics, I think. But they saw that they were doing an edition of Dracula, so for my birthday, which was recently, I asked for this, and I'm so happy that I did. It also came in this really cute little box that obviously looks like a Penguin classic, but it just like opens up. And then we have the edition of Dracula. I don't know, like I just really like this. The green is so interesting. Like I've never seen a green edition of Dracula, but I like the little doodles and whatnot on it, and it came with the mug, which that was really fun. And like it also came with tea bags, which I'm not a huge tea drinker, but I will try the tea. So we'll see, but I'm just so excited to have yet another edition of my favorite classic. I couldn't be stopped, so I had to do it. So those are all of these special editions, which I love so much, and I'm so happy that I have my hands on some of those because they are gorgeous. But before we get into talking about the rest of the books that I have here to show you, I do quickly want to talk about the sponsor of this video, which is Squarespace. As I mentioned earlier, this video is very kindly being sponsored by Squarespace, which is the perfect all-in-one platform to help you build a website and expand your brand. And my favorite part about it is that you don't need any coding experience to make your own website. And as somebody who even has coding experience but is really, really bad at it, it's perfect because they have so many different templates that you can start out with and then customize to kind of fit your vision better. They have really insightful analytics that can help you grow your business, as well as blogging tools to just make it easier to share things. Like I made a website to just showcase pictures of my cats. The template that I chose is really easy to customize, add features to. In the future, it'll be really easy to update, and it let me put in a little photo gallery so all of my favorite pictures of my cat could be in the same place. So if you want to go scope out some of these tools for yourself, you can head over to Squarespace for a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/katieisreading for 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. So thank you again so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video and supporting me and my channel, and to you guys as well for supporting me and my channel all the time. And let's get back into the haul. So first up, I do have some books that were kindly sent to me by Simon Teen, so thank you so much to them for allowing me to have these lovely books. First of all, we have Foul Heart Huntsman by Chloe Gong. This book is so stunning. Like the purple metallic was such a choice, and it was a good choice, let me tell you, because it's just so beautiful. Like it's not even showing up very well on camera because it's so shiny, but like it's so gorgeous. It goes so well with Foul Lady Fortune, which is like pink metallic, and I need to pick up this series ASAP. I mean, not just because the covers are gorgeous, I am rather interested in the concept, but it is so beautiful. I believe this follows like some spies in 1932 Shanghai. It sounds really good, and I'm really hoping I can actually get to it sometime soon. Then we have a little dark academia book, and that is Curious Tides by Pascal Lascelles. I believe this was compared to Ninth House, and what is it? It's like Ninth House meets A Deadly Education? Perhaps that is how it was pitched, but I've seen a couple of people reading this and they really seem to like it, so I'm so excited to jump into it. As we all know, I have recently discovered my love for dark academia. I do actually have some dark academia books later in this haul, so we'll get there. But I believe this one takes place at like, what was it? Like a college for lunar magics, which like I also love anything celestial, so I'm like, this sounds perfect. And then lastly, we have The Voice Upstairs by Laura E. Weymouth. This, first of all, look at the cover of this book. It is so stunning. Like, look at her. I don't know who she is, but I love her already. But apparently this follows our main character who, where was it? Is able to see a person's spirit leaving their body in the days or hours before they die. So, I mean, I don't know anything else about it, but I think it sounds really good, and I do really hope that I can get to this one. I would say in October, but I need to stop adding books to my October TBR. So maybe in November, just sometime soon, because it seems really spooky and creepy. And actually, on the front of this, it has been described as cozy and spooky in equal measure, which honestly sounds perfect. So maybe I'll have to bump this up on my TBR. It sounds really good. And then the rest of these are just books that I have by myself. So the first one I have here is not a new book for me, but originally I had the US edition. I'm keeping the US edition, don't get me wrong, but I have really wanted to pick up the UK edition because this is one of my favorite books of the year. I loved it so much. I'm going to want to get the UK edition for the second book in this series. So I'm like, gotta have a little set. So I had to buy the UK edition. And that is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. Look at this book. I mean, it's just so gorgeous. I love the little mushrooms. I love the pink foiling on it. But if you guys don't know, this is basically a historical fantasy novel with romance about our main character, Emily Wilde, who studies fairies. And it is so good. Like, I love this book so much. I cannot wait for the second one, so I'm so excited to have another edition of it. Next up, I have a trilogy that I'm so excited to read, and that is the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. I unhauled the paperbacks that I had of this series a couple of months ago because I didn't want the paperbacks anymore, and I decided I wanted hardbacks instead. But I really wanted like these UK hardbacks just because I feel like this matches the vibe of Laini Taylor's other books a bit better, so I can put them together on my shelf. So one day I saw that somebody was just selling a set of all three of them on Pango one day, and the first one was signed. This looks like a Waterstones exclusive signed limited first edition. And it's signed by Laini Taylor. I probably spent too much money on this, to be honest, considering I haven't read the series yet. But I bought it with Pango bucks. So like, it's not real money if it's Pango bucks. And that's girl math right there. But I really, like, I love Laini Taylor, and I'm sure I'm really going to enjoy this series. So we have Daughter of Smoke and Bone. What is the second one? Days of Blood and Starlight. And then we also have Dreams of Gods and Monsters. I just really like these covers. Like, they're pretty basic, but I'm a big fan of them. So excited to finally have the hardbacks of these. Next up is another book that I'm really excited that I finally found. It is the True Love, wait, what is it called? The Course of True Love and First Dates. This is a little story out of, God, what's that thing called? The Bane Chronicles. They released 2 of the stories in that short story collection by Cassandra Clare in these like mini little books, and these are just so cute. Like, they're precious, honestly. I have the other one already, which is The Midnight Air, but I've been on the lookout for this one for quite a while. But the only places that I saw selling them were selling them for like $100, and I was like, no. But I found this one on eBay for $9, so I don't know what that's about. But I am really excited to have it because I think it's just so, like, I love small things, like just tiny things. I'm a big fan, and I think this is so cute. And I mean, it's got its own little dust jacket, and I just, like, honestly, I did not need this, but the joy that it has brought me is insurmountable. Then next up, I do actually have a book that Cass bought me, which is very fun. When she came to visit me a few weeks ago, we went book shopping and we like bought books for each other. And this is the one that she ended up buying me, and that is 10,000 Stitches by Olivia Atwater. This is the second book in the, what is this called? Regency Fairy Tales series. Honestly, series that have the series title and number on the spine, thank you, because I need that. But this is the book that comes after Half a Soul in this series, and as we all know, I love Half a Soul. It's one of my new favorite books ever. So I know I've been needing to pick up the other books in this series for a while. I just know it's not gonna be as good as Half a Soul. But I've come to terms with that. And I've decided that I need to try reading it and see what's up, so I'm really excited about this one. I have no clue who this book is going to be following because honestly, like, there are names on the back of this book, but like, I don't remember these people. Oh, maybe it's the housemaid, a Regency housemaid, Euphemia. Apparently, she has acquired a fairy godfather who has no idea what he's doing. Okay, that sounds really fun. Okay, I'm really excited about this now because that sounds like a really good time. Just like the whimsy of this series. Thank you, Olivia Atwater. Just thank you. And then next up, I have Godkiller by Hannah Kaner. I've seen a couple of people talk about this and decently enjoy it, so I've been interested in checking it out. So again, when I was out book shopping with Cass, I picked this one up, and then we were kind of talking about it, and we decided that we are going to make it the Wyverns and Words November book club pick, which is the book club that I host with Cass. So if you want to join, you can pick this book up. We're reading it in November. We're gonna have a live show about it. It'll be a good time. I'm just really interested to see what this is all about. I know it's been compared to The Witcher, and they're like monster hunters, or maybe they're god hunters in this scenario. I'm not sure, but it was a very short fantasy novel. I'm not sure if it's a standalone or not, but it's under 300 pages, which is just really interesting. And I can't wait to get to this one. Next up, I have a book that I've been wanting to read for the longest time, and that is Cersei by Madeline Miller. Like, I know The Song of Achilles is probably the one that, like, would be on my radar more, but I'm just more interested in this one personally because it follows Cersei, who is a witch in Greek mythology, and I think we're kind of just following her as she lives on her island. I know Cersei was featured in the Odyssey, like, for a little bit, and I really liked the Odyssey when I read it, but I wanted to know more about Cersei and like what she's all about. So I've been wanting to pick this one up for a really long time. I know people love Madeline Miller's writing, so I cannot wait to see what I think of it. This is again the UK edition. I really wanted this gorgeous foiling on the hardcover because look at it. It also has a little map on the end papers, which I did not know about, but this edition is just so beautiful. So I really hope I love it. Next up, I have the two Dark Academia books that I mentioned a little bit earlier. This one I've been meaning to read for such a long time, and that is the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. I've been wanting to check it out for a while, but I was just convinced that I didn't like Dark Academia. But now that I have proved my own assumption of myself false, I decided to pick it up. Also, I really like the paperback. It's pretty nice and floppy. I'm a big fan of that. I actually did start this one when I got it, and I really was liking it, but then I put it down and kind of forgot about it. But I will be getting back into it because I do really want to just kind of see what the hype is about with this book because, like, everybody loves it. And I just want to know. Like, I just want to know. Also, another motivating factor for me to finally pick this up and read it is the fact that I literally own 3 books by Olivia Blake now, and I haven't read a single one of them. Which is embarrassing, but we don't have to talk about it. And then the other Dark Academia book I have here is a short story collection, anthology, whatever you want to call it, In These Hallowed Halls, which basically the only reason I bought this is because there's a short story in here from ML Rio, and I read and loved If We Were Villains last month, so I was like, I need to read everything by ML Rio, meaning just If We Were Villains and this one short story, because I don't think she has written anything else. But I had to do it. There's also a story in here from Olivia Blake, so I do really want to read that one, and obviously at some point I will read the rest of them. I just think it'll be really interesting to see what these authors will be able to do with the Dark Academia concept in like a shorter story format like this. I have already read ML Rio's Out of This, and I did really like it, so I'm excited to check out the others as well. And then the last 2 books that I have here to talk about are more on the horror side, I think. But first we have House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. I have seen quite a few people read this one. Some people really like it, some people don't like it, but I've been wanting to try it for quite a while. I believe you're following the story of 3 young girls who go missing when they're younger, and they come back like a month later with no recollection of what happened, but they're like really weird. Aside from that, I don't exactly know what the plot of the story is, but the cover alone intrigues me, like this kind of naturey flower horror cover. I want to know what that's all about, so really hoping I can still read this one in October. I know I just mentioned how I need to stop putting books on my October TBR, but I'll make an exception for this one. And then finally, I have a book which I feel like is not something I would normally pick up, but I think it's got maybe a vampire element to it. I could be really wrong, but like I think it does. And that is The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay, but it is considered a psychological thriller that seamlessly blurs the lines between fiction and memory, the supernatural and the mundane, which just sounds really interesting and not quite like anything I've ever read before. So I'm excited to try this out. Hopefully, maybe in October, we'll see. I don't know about this one, but sometime soon. So those are all of the books that I have to show you today in this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed just sitting down and hanging out with me while I talk about some things that obviously I'm very excited about. If you guys did enjoy this video, I would love to know down below, have you guys acquired any fun books recently? It could be you bought them, you borrowed them from the library, somebody gifted them to you, literally anything. Or if you haven't really acquired any books recently, just let me know how you guys are doing. Are you having a fun October so far? Literally, I am all ears for anything that you want to tell me. Also, I did want to thank everybody over on my Patreon. If you guys don't know, I do have a Patreon that is always linked down below. And with that, I think I'm going to let you guys go. So thank you so much for watching this video and just coming to hang out with me. Hope you guys are having an amazing October so far, and I will see you all in my next video.